Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I am going to do some looks with these 4 palettes. I featured them in a recent haul video where I showed them up close, gave all the info and did swatches. So now I'm going to finally play with them on camera. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree. I am a crazy lover of all things beauty. I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on indie makeup. So if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. I'm trying to catch up with all these new palettes that have come into my life and actually do looks with each of them. It's my goal to do that with all the palettes that I recently picked up. But I am going to be playing with the Beaute Bar Strange and Unusual palette. This was a Halloween launch from either last year or the year before. The DedeSignature Chromebook Volume 1. I might use this in conjunction with another palette instead of on its own because it is an all shimmer palette. The Solmane 2 Moonwish palette, as well as the blushes and highlighters that came within this collection. I'll be using each of them in each look. And then I will also be playing with the Nomad Fuji 5 Lakes palette and seeing what I can come up with and see what the formula is like. I will show the palette up close and show swatches of each of them right before each look so you can like see it all over again. And also in case if you didn't see that haul video I did where I featured these products, but I will link that video below if you want to check it out because there's a lot of other palettes within that video and other things if you want to see more indie makeup and all that. So let's jump into the looks. We are going to get into a look, and I'm going to be moving fast for this because I need to leave the house very soon to go to a birthday celebration. But I'm going to use the Solmane 2 Moonwish palette and some of the cheek products, and then I'll use the other cheek products with the other palettes for this video. So I'm going to start off with the Solmane Sunlight Love Blusher and Solar Eclipse. It did break on me. It's very fragile, but it's a very glowy, like kind of peachy moment. I believe this one had like the 2 sides to it, but not anymore because I'm clumsy and I dropped it. But it's a very sparkly blush. There's a lot of little sparkles in it. This actually has more of like a light color to the base of it, like a light kind of peachiness. I feel like it's not a very strong color to the base, and it might be that I'm using more of a fluffy brush, so it's kind of diffusing it. Now for highlighter, I'm going to take the Solmane Sunlight Love Blusher and Light Glory. It's the warm goldeny one that has like a peachiness to it. I'm going to use that on my cheeks, even though I have a lot of sparkle already going on. But you know what? Why not some more? And I am going for more a warm kind of nudie look you're about to see. And I'm just going to drench my body in this. Yeah, it's goldy peach highlighter is how I would describe this one. Now I'm going to get into the palette and I'm going to go for the browns and yellows. Maybe a little lavender. I don't know who I am, but that's the vibe I'm going for. So I'm going to start off with Saturn. Even though this is like a lot of blues and purples, I was immediately attracted to the warmer shades in here for some reason. I did prime my eyes already though with the Glam Light Icing Eyeshadow Base in Buttercream, and I did not set it. And I'm just going to put the brown out here. I'm going to do like the most basic look since I'm short on time. And then I'm going to take the shade Dust, which is a little bit more on the cooler tone side. But I'm going to use that to blend out the edge of the brown to get things a little softened up. No harsh lines, the words I live by. I am going to take a little bit of Planet. Why don't we have a little lavender moment in there? I don't know what I'm thinking, but that's that's where I'm going. I never can just like stick to a typical color story most of the time. I always want to mix things up, like a warm brown and a lavender. I wouldn't think to mix, but I just want to try it out. And now I'm going to go into the shade called Star, the pastel yellow. And I'm gonna tap that, well not tap, but kind of pack that in the inner portion. And I'm gonna bring it in the inner corner too. And let that be the star of the show. I also went ahead and just matched up the lower lash line, the brown on the outer corner, some purple, yellow on the front. And now we're gonna get into the shimmers. So I'm gonna use some of Pluto, this lavender in the center. Wow, this has a bunch of little sparkles in it. I think there's like pink and blue sparkle. So pretty. It's more of a creamy shade. And then I'm going to go into Meteor, more like kind of antique gold, and bring that in the inner portion. And now I'm going to take the very last shade, Moon, right here. It has a little bit of a yellowish blue kind of thing going on. And I'm going to spray the brush, and I'm just gonna brush that over the inner portion. It's kind of more of a flakier shade, but I think that's gonna look really cute there. Well, very cutesy, and give me a little pop. But I'm only gonna keep it in the very inner corner. That is basically it. So I am going to go do liner, lashes, mascara, something for the lips, and I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. Okay, y'all, I am back and I'm about to leave the house, but I wanted to show you guys the finished look. Is this not so pretty with like the yellow, the lavender, the brown, the warm tones? I think it came out gorgeous. My cheeks are glowy, very sparkly, and it's simple, it's cutesy. It's a little demure. What am I trying to say? But I'm just gonna let you know what I used off camera. So I used the Solmane Oden's Eye Gel Liner and number 8, it's a lavender, just to go with the lavender we got in the inner, or not inner portion, but then the middle part. And then for mascara, I used my usual combo lately, the telescopic L'Oreal one and the Blend Bunny one, which I can't seem to figure out where I put that. But I've been mixing those two mascaras. I have the NYX Epic Ink Liner. I created kind of a longer wing. And then for my lips, I have the Oden's Eye Alva Cream Lip Stain and Little Jasmine. It's in their cream formula. They don't sell these anymore, I believe. I think they discontinued this line. Or at least, I don't think I haven't seen this on the website in a while. It's like a nice little nudie shade. A nice little nudie kind of warm pink. That's how I describe this one. And it's nice and glossy and pigmented. And I thought it went really nice with this look. And I love how it came out. It's nice and soft. It's a little different than what I initially thought I was going to do. I thought I was just going to lean really into the blues and the purples, but the mix with the yellow, the warm brown, and the lavender just looks so nice. So I really like this combo. It was a little unexpected, but I'm glad I tried it. Because normally I wouldn't have mixed these tones together, but that's the fun thing about exploring and trying new things. So that was the look with the Solmane 2 palette. I wish I had time to do a second one on camera, but we need to get to the next palettes. Let's get into the Nomad Cosmetics Fuji 5 Lakes palette. I've been wanting to get into this forever. I just love the packaging. And I'm going to use it with the DedeSignature Chrome Book Volume 1, which they're about to restock for the last time. So we're going to see what it's all about. So first things first, though, I want to use one of the Oden's Eye Love Blushers, or two of them from that new release with the Solmane collection. I am going to go in the shade Lilac Mist, which to me, this is more pink than anything. And I'm going to put that on my cheeks because I don't have any blush on. It's on the powdery end. And I'm just going to brush that on the cheeks. Yeah, I don't get the lilac name for it. It's definitely, to me, just like a cool toned pink. Now let's go into the Sunlight Love Blusher in Star Legend. This is a pinky kind of highlighter shade, so I'm kind of surprised that they're called blushers, but let me go in there and see what it's all about. It's a very sparkly one as well, so I'm just gonna put that here. It's pretty, it's very pretty, but very sparkly, and it has a lot of shine to it. Let's get into the palettes. I did prime my eyes already with the Glam Light Icing Eyeshadow Base and Buttercream, and did not set it per usual. I think I'm going to start off with Momiji, the more darker red in the palette, and I'm going to use that on the outer edge, and I'll probably put that through the crease as well. And I'm just gonna really pack it on. So let me go into Burning Bush, the more brighter kind of tomato red. And I'm gonna use that on the edge and to bring in a little bit more red, because I feel like this Momiji shade is leaning kind of plumish, burgundy. Like there's like a little bit of like a, almost like a purple berry undertone to it. Now let's move on to the yellow shades. I'm going to go into Burnished Beach, this beautiful mustard shade. And I'm going to use that in the inner portion here. It's going to give me some warmth. I'm going to mesh it into the red a bit. I mean, these kind of shades mesh really well together, reds and yellows and mustard shades. And I'm going to use Koyo, this one right here, this yellow matte. It's a little lighter, and I'm going to just brush that on the edge of that mustard shade. And I'm going to go into, is it Mount Hoe? This one right here. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the names correctly. Try my best here, but I'm going to put that down on the lower lash line. And I will leave space in the front portion because I don't want to make my under eye area too dark, especially in the inner corner. This is going on really nicely though. And then I'm going to go into Fuji Goko. This is kind of a muted blue that is lighter than the first blue that I used. And I'm going to use that on the edge of this shade down here. Just soften things a bit. I'm going to clean this brush off too, and I am going to pack Mount Fuji, the pastel blue, in the front portion on the bottom. Just to make sure it's like brighter down there. Oh, that looks so pretty. That is a very pigmented pastel. Let's get into the shimmers now. I'm going to use a little bit of Fiery Maple. The shades from Nomad, like their metallics, are usually a lot smoother, a lot more like traditional metallics. They don't enhance texture. They'll have like little fine sparkles in them, but they're not super extreme, which is totally fine. So now let's go into the DedeSignature Chrome Book Volume 1. I think I want to take some of Daydream. Look at that, it's really fiery, and use that like kind of more in the center part. Right there. Oh, that is so gorgeous. And then I thought I would take a little bit of Citrus Sparkle. This one has kind of a reddish shift to it, and green So I feel like it will kind of bring a little bit of a green element to the look. It also has yellow to it too. Yes, that is really pretty. And because I want to make sure that we maintain that yellow aspect, I'm going to go into Golden Ginkgo in the Nomad palette and use that in the very, very inner part. This is such a beautiful little yellow metallic. I'm gonna try to see how well will yellow poplar work as an inner corner highlight. It's a pastel, kind of beige yellow. Oh yeah, that definitely works. I'm gonna use a little bit of this iridescent shade in here called Snowy Hooves. That's in the DedeSignature palette. And put that a little bit over the inner portion. It does have like a pink little kind of shift to it. But I just want to see how it will look right there. Maybe I'll take a little bit of blueberry and run that along the lower lash line over like that blue matte I have down there. Yes, but maybe I should wet my brush because there's a lot of sparkle fall out from that shade, but I have to do it because it looks so pretty. So let me run that here over that matte. Oh, that looks so pretty. And because I can't stop, won't stop, why don't we take a little bit of Diamond Fuji from the Nomad palette and just use a little bit of it over the pastel blue matte. Perfection. And I think that's it for the look. What do you guys think of this? This combo is really pretty. I'm liking it. It's super sparkly. And I think I'm ready to go finish off the look and do liner, lashes, do my other eye. And then I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, loves, I'm back and here's the completed look. Let me lean in so you guys can see. Isn't this really pretty? I love this. The sparkle and everything. I didn't expect like the yellow, red, and blue to actually mesh together, but I wanted to try to mix the color families up that's in the Nomad palette instead of going like over monochromatic, and I was able to do that because it's easy to just do like an all blue, all yellow, or all red look, but it actually turned out really pretty. I'm happy I was able to use a good amount of shades within the palette, and then the DedeSignature was able to just give a lot of extra sparkle and dimension to the lids. Now the Nomad like shimmers are nice, but they're just not as intense and as sparkly as I prefer. So I'm happy that I had this to add some extra shine, some extra sparkle. So pretty. So to complete this look, I went in with my usual mascara combo, the same one I used in the first look. I went in with the LA Girl Shockwave Liner and Electric to match the blue on the lower lash line. And then I used the NYX Epic Ink Liner to create a wing. And then I just knew I was going to go in with a red lippy. Anytime I have like red on the lids, I want to use a red lippy. They just mesh so well together. So I have the Lethal Cosmetics lipstick in My. This was from their Avatar collection. It's a beautiful like muted red. It's not like too bright where it's like hard to focus on the look. I think it goes with the more muted reds that are on the lid, and it's beautiful and it works perfectly. And that's all I did off camera. Very simple, easy little look, but I feel really cute. Loving the glow and the color on the cheeks. I'm ready to go out. But that was everything for the look with the Nomad and DedeSignature palette. Now let's get on to the next look. let's get into the Strange and Unusual palette, the final one for this video. I am going to go into the last blushers from the Oden's collection. And the one I'm going to put on first is Pink Bloom. It's a very mauve-y, cool tone shade. This is the one I thought should have been called Lilac Miss, but it's called Pink Bloom for some reason. So I'm going to just put that on the cheeks, since I don't have any blush on yet. This is such a pretty color. I love how cool tone it is. This one you definitely have to build up more than the other matte blusher in the collection. And now we're going to put on Moon Tears, which this one has kind of a champagne base with like different color sparkles in it. And I'm going to just pop that on the cheeks. All these highlighters are very sparkly. Ooh, there's like blue to this, and it's very intense. So now we can get into the Strange and Unusual palette. So I'm going to start off with the shade called Beetlejuice and use that through the crease and just get it all blended through. So I'm going to use the other Beetlejuice, this olive green shade. It just spelled differently, and I'm going to use that in the front portion. Hopefully it won't get weird or muddy, but I think that would be better, and then I can use more shades in the palette. Now I want to go into the shade called Adam. It is a matte black with a lot of sparkle in it, like purple blue sparkle. And I'm going to use the same brush I was using, the purple plummy shade. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the outer corner, because you know, I'm going to go smoky, especially when it's kind of a Halloween inspired palette. Now I'm going to do everything the same on the lower lash line. I'm not going to switch it up or anything. So I'm going to bring that purple matte out here in the outer corner. And I will also go in with the matte black on the outer edge. And then I will take this green shade here and put that in the inner portion. Now we can do the shimmers. And I obviously need to go into some of these purples. Do we want to do Tombstone or do we want to do Delia? Or should we use both? I'm going to use both. I'm going to take Tombstone closest to the outer corner. This one kind of has like a, I don't know, like a black kind of base to it. Maybe like a taupey kind of base. Then I'm going to take Delia here. Yeah, see, I knew this was going to kind of look a little brighter. And then I have to take Lost Souls. This olive greeny shifty goodness. Use that. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is so creamy. Now for the part I'm most excited for is the recently deceased shade. This neon green moment. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's hard to make a good neon shade. And on first application, it's this pigmented. Color me impressed. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. You want to take a little bit of Sandworm, this one too, in the inner corner. It's like, why not? Why not use more shades? I did spray it a bit. I'm just gonna put it right there. Lord, this is such a beautiful, bright, iridescent shade. Wow. And just like against that neon matte. Oh, wow. Last but not least, I'm just going to take the Barbara Matte White and use that on the brow bone. Wow, that is also super pigmented. And I think that is it for the look. I feel like I look crazy with just one eye on because it's pretty bold and intense, but I think I'm good for where this is at. I'm gonna do the other eye, liner, lashes, all that good stuff, and then I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. All right, loves, your ghoulish girl is back, and I am obsessed with this look. I'm feeling like a Halloween vampy queen, and I didn't need to do anything additional off camera. I didn't need to bedazzle, no liner, no extra details, because this look is killing it on its own. And this neon inner corner situation is giving me life right now. It's so beautiful, and I am just smitten with this look, and I'm really happy with it. But let me lean in so I can show you guys it a little closer. Do you see this? Oh. I'm in love with this, but let me lower the lighting so maybe I can show you guys the sparkle with my little flashlight. Is it showing? The metallics are super shifty and extra sparkly. I wish I could pick up the shifts on camera, but it's so hard to like really showcase how beautiful like multi-chromes and dual chromes can be. But what I did off camera to complete this look is I went in with the same mascara combo that I just been my like go-to lately. I used the same liner to create the wing. This is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. For the waterline, I used the LA Girl Shockwave Liner in Gotcha. It's a green that matches really well with the inner corner. And then for the lips, I had to go with something dark and extra bold to match the eye look. So I put on the Kaleidos Cloud Lab Lip Clay, and this one is in Queen of the Night because I'm obviously giving Queen of the Night with this look, and it matches perfectly. It's a blackened purple shade that really matches the purple tones that are on my lid, and I just think they pair so nicely together. And I just love this time of year where I can pull out all my dark lippies. I can just be extra smoky and just match with the season. Oh, I'm just living my best life right now, and I'm really loving how this look came out. So I think I am ready to give you guys my like final first impressions and all of the palettes and wrap up this video. So we're just gonna dive into my thoughts on all the products. So we'll start off with the Solmane 2 Moonwish palette and the blushes that came within the collection. So I'll start off with these blushers slash highlighters. So I think they're all really nice. Surprisingly, I prefer the matte blushes more than like that sparkly peach one. They're really pretty. This, which one is it? Pink Moon is more of a buildable formula. It's not as pigmented as the Lilac Mist one, but I do think they're both really pretty, and I love that they're both on the cool tone side, because in the first like Solmane collection, all of the blushes were really like warm or orange leaning. So for them to bring out some cool tone options, I'm really happy for that. Now for the very sparkly one, the Solar Eclipse one, which used to be a split pan, but it cracked and fell. It's very delicate at this point. I think it's really pretty, but I feel like the base to it is not very strong, like the color to it. So I felt like I was just putting like peachy sparkle all over my cheeks and not really getting a color payoff. It's kind of sheer to the base, so it really just disperses peachy pink sparkles all over the cheeks. So I feel like this one is definitely going to have to be more of a blush topper than a standalone like sparkly blush. I'm surprised that this one wasn't my favorite one because I thought it was going to be. And honestly, I don't know how long this is going to last at how broken it is. I'm probably going to eventually end up dropping all of that on the floor. I know me, I'm a klutz. But they're really pretty. As for the ones that are also called blushers but really are highlighters to me, they are beautiful. They all have nice little different colors to them. Now these are very intense and they're very sparkly and heavy on the shimmer. So if you don't like highlighters that have lots of sparkle and shimmers on the cheeks that you will feel will enhance texture, these might not be your favorite. And they're very intense and like really glowy, like you can see me from space kind of highlighters. I think they're pretty though. I just think the sparkle is this very extreme on these, and I mean, of course I enjoy playing with them and I will continue to use them. I feel like these are like perfect for like festival season or Halloween season when you want to be extra over the top sparkly. And now getting into the Solmane 2 Moonwish palette. I think this is really pretty. I love the look that I was able to create. I did something a little softer a little nude, but like a mix with, you know, lavender into the look. I wore it out for my friend's birthday and I really loved how the look came out. The shimmers in here are very creamy, sparkly. Some are a little bit chunkier than others, but I did enjoy it. It definitely leans on the softer side. The only real deepening shade is the purple, so you're gonna have to like have a purpley kind of look to go on the darker end, because all the other shades lean on the lighter side. Even the Saturn shade kind of looks lighter on the lid than it does in the pan. But overall, I enjoyed it. I think it's really pretty and soft, and I think it's going to pair really nice with the original Solmane palette. I think they're gonna look really nice together, and I think it's really pretty. Now let's get into the other palettes. So the Nomad Fuji 5 Lakes palette is beautiful. The mattes are really pigmented. They're easy to blend. This Mount Fuji shade was so pigmented for pastel blue. This Diamond Fuji shade was so intense with the blue shift. And then there's some smoother shimmers in here. I like the variation. There's just like different tones of like yellow, red, and blue. Now this is also a very specific color story, but I enjoy it. I love the packaging too as well. I mean, this is stunning. Having it look like a painting just blows my mind, and I'm actually planning to go on a trip to Japan next year, so I'm gonna have to bring this with me because, I mean, I have to. I love that they do destination themed and travel themed palettes. I just adore this brand, and I think it's really pretty high quality. The shadows are really good, and it's given the fall vibes, and I like that they did something different from their other fall palette, the one that they did that was inspired by Hudson Valley. I like that they have different color combos, but would probably pair really nicely because this has the addition of the blues. And then for the DedeSignature Chromebook Volume 1 palette, these shimmers are really beautiful, and I think you get so many beautiful sparkly shades for a very good price compared to other indie brands. I totally think it's worth it. They're doing their final restock on this because I believe they're coming out with a volume 2. So I highly recommend this one. If you want a little palette, well, it's not little, it has a good amount of shades, full of just really sparkly, like dual-chromy, shifty shades. I think you would really love this, and I thought the quality was excellent, and I love that it's not as expensive as other brands are charging for all shimmer palettes like this. So some are like, what, $70, $80, and I think this is $50, $40. I can't fully remember how much this costs, but I totally think it's worth it. I'm in love with the shimmers. All the ones that I use are so beautiful and shifty. I'm really loving Cinnamon Swirl. I think that's my favorite one, but the quality is excellent. They're creamy, they're sparkly. Some are a little bit more flaky, some are a little bit more smooth. Some have a stronger color base to them. Some are a little bit more transparent or sheer to the base, the more like sparkly toppers. You just have a good variation of shades. Some that lean pink, green, purple, blue. This shade is beautiful. I just can't wait to play with this some more and use some of the other shades. I just overall thought the quality was super good in that one. And now moving on to the Strange and Unusual palette. I think that this is my favorite palette out of all the ones that I've tried in this video, and I'm sure it's obvious. This is my perfect color story. There's moody tones in here, it's smoky, there's fun olives, there's grunge, there's blue, there's purples, there's these intense shifty metallics that are super foiled, and this neon green is so pigmented, you see it. And then this matte white was also very pigmented. You have some pops of warmth. Like, this is just everything I love when it comes to eyeshadows, and it's probably my favorite palette I've tried from Beaute Bar so far. And I don't know why I was sleeping on this. I took forever to finally purchase this, and I'm so happy I did. I'm so happy that they continue to restock this one. This almost was the one that got away from them, and I am just so happy to have it now, and I can see myself using this a lot, especially in the season that we're in, because everything performed so beautifully in this, and it's pulling on my heartstrings, y'all. I really love this one. So if I had to like rank all the palettes, I would say that this is number 1. I would give DedeSignature number 2 because these are beautiful sparkles and so many options. And then the Fuji 5 Lakes from Nomad and then the Solmane one. But you guys will now have to let me know, what are your thoughts in the comments below? Did you pick up any of these palettes? What do you think of the looks? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that good stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the palettes linked. I'll have that haul video where I showed these palettes and gave more info, and other videos of mine you might be interested in watching, as well as my foundation and all the makeup that I've used in this video in case you're curious about that. And I will have my contact and my social media platforms, link them also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, for supporting my channel. I just hope you guys are having a wonderful fall and spooky season so far, and I'm just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.